Patreon. Oh.
What do you want to say? What do you want to say?
What?
What are you going to say? Like, hey, welcome back.
No, dude, fuck that.
He whiffs it. He whiffs it.
He just goes for it.
Yeah, man.
I asked him. I was like,
I'm gonna go right.
Let me just tell you this,
3,
Mike. Yeah.
2.
Let me just tell you this, Mike, that
Okay,
I'm very lucky that I deal with very professional people, like you were just saying.
Yeah.
Where we're just winging it and having fun and chilling, watching movies, smoking blunts and shit.
Mm-hmm.
They are going to make us look so much better than what we're doing.
Okay, all right, good. Yeah,
I will just say that, dude. Yeah. You've seen the videos. That's why we even linked up. You know what I mean?
True. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
through Happy Reefer. And
now it's making sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is true. Yep. But yeah, dude, I got Idiocracy in front of you, and I literally planted the seed. I told you.
Yeah.
I knew I was gonna get him going. And
it's a scary documentary. It's like Stargate. Remember Stargate, the documentary?
I don't know what that is. But what was that? The thing you were comparing to online, the what's the shit that they sell in the corner stores and gas stations and stuff?
Oh, Kratom?
Yeah.
Yeah, no good.
Yeah, so tell me about what you were talking about the comparison stuff. Dude, deep breath. I want to get Mikey going.
What do you mean comparison though? What?
I don't know. You were the one who posted it on your Instagram. You were like, Kratom is everywhere.
Okay, I get what you're saying. So yes, Kratom you can buy anywhere, and it's literally. When I made that post, I heard some feedback that it has helped people.
Oh yeah,
get off people
opiates and shit.
Yeah, it helped me get off them. It replaced Suboxones for them, and dude, great. I'm down for anyone using anything that helps them get away from opiates.
Yeah.
Now, why I brought it up and how I have come to know about it, besides seeing the signs everywhere, broadcasting, we sell this shit in our store. My buddy works at a smoke shop. And, every once in a while, if I'm in the Worcester area, I'll stop in and say hi to him. And it's in Worcester, Mass. And this one time, I go in to say hi, and there's a dude passed on the sidewalk with a blunt in his hand. And I'm like, man, I got some killer weed around here. And I go inside, and I'm like, dude, fucking dude's out on the side. He goes, yeah, it's the Kratom. And I'm like,
what?
From what I'm told,
it's like an epidemic?
From what I'm told, I don't know how he's smoking it, but
I didn't even know you smoke it. I thought you eat it.
It's like a liquid or something.
Yeah.
But he's like, I don't know, dude, but I sell it to him. And then he ends up on the sidewalk.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And, he's telling me, we're laughing, but he's telling me it's horrible. He said he had a guy come in here, and his boss pushed it on the guy. And he's like, I slowly saw him come in worse and worse off every week to get this Kratom.
Like a trap.
And so for me, it's like they're literally nitpicking where medical can be sold, how it can be sold, and this stuff is ruining people's lives, and it's allowed to be sold everywhere.
Yeah.
And I like that. That's America, and that blows my mind.
Yeah. I love how, again, it's just funny because this is the first pod we're doing. I literally just planted the fucking seed. That's what I'm gonna do for everyone that comes on. I'm just gonna try to get them triggered from the movies that I put on. For Lobster Fam next week, I'm gonna put on what's that Kubrick Clockwork Orange?
Oh boy, that's a movie and a half.
Yeah, the Milk Bar.
Yeah. Well, Idiocracy is just it's just sad. It's just sad. What's it? Ready Player One.
I love that movie.
I do too. Fantastic movie. You don't think that's what the future is going to be like?
See, maybe.
Well, dude.
You were playing Minecraft today. You were in that world.
AI is taking over everything. And I think at a certain point...
That's not AI, though.
No. I'm saying AI is taking over.
Okay.
You open the newspaper once a week, and it's like, oh, this company is getting rid of this department to use AI. So I watch these movies, and I'm like, who doesn't want to stay home all day and live in a fantasy world playing video games? What?
Yeah, no.
That sounds great to me.
Yeah. I don't know, dude.
Sad existence, I think. But if there's no jobs and idiocracy kind of happens, I mean, I want to be Ready Player One though, in like a giant video game hanging out. Because I would like just to be like a little bit taller, you know? And if
Yeah.
I can make my avatar just a little bit taller, I'd be like probably the only person that's himself in there,
Yeah.
you know?
So one of like the dopest things I was ever told by one of my OGs when I was selling his weed in like 2011 or so, and that was when the Grand Theft Auto 5 came out,
Okay.
and I was like on my end of like playing video games and stuff, but I got that and I was telling him about it. He picked me up and we were like driving around in his Lincoln, and I was like, yeah, you ever play like Grand Theft Auto? And he goes, I don't play that shit. He's like, I do that. I play that game in real life.
Damn.
So it's like, that's what I was literally just thinking when you were saying all that shit. Like, you know, I think we're going to be the ones that are like our parents where like they don't even know how to use social media.
For sure.
And our kids are going to be like, oh, you like to go on hikes?
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I like
That
fresh air.
That would be phenomenal. I would be so happy if somehow the world reverts backwards instead of forward.
That's my point. I don't think it's going to revert. I think it's going to be more of like we are our parents and we're like, I talk to my parents all the time and I have to like help them with like making sure their Amazon doesn't get hacked or something. You know what I mean? And they don't know how to do it.
Yep.
So we're going to be the ones where like they like talk on a phone or like email or something like that. We're going to be the ones who like use social media or like go on not use social media, like go on a hike or like eat a certain way. Like that's like the craziest shit with this like Brondo, like the Gatorade or whatever, like on the crops. Like they're going to do some weird shit with AI, like you're saying, where like people aren't going to be living in the world.
No.
So
have you seen the it's giant tractors and they drive over their crops and they have literal lasers shoot weeds?
What?
You haven't seen this?
I wonder how much worse that is than
it's real. I mean, it's a real
Roundup.
Thing. So I don't even know to that extent, but lack of like labor needed now. You know, you don't need anyone picking weeds out of their crops at all. You just have this attachment you put on your tractor, and you get in horrible debt with the bank to buy this thing because your neighbor has it. You need to compete, right?
People are going to sit in their house and just watch people get kicked in the nuts.
Yeah, literally. Or the virtual reality, and they'll be doing it. They'll be kicking someone in their nuts, and technology's going to skyrocket.
Yeah. What's that going to be like for the weed industry, you think?
I don't know. I really don't.
See, I think there's going to be something to do with the social media and marketing aspect of weed. Like when you drive to Mass, like you get bombarded by
billboards.
Yeah. And Instagram supposedly like they're just not going to, like, supposedly they just don't like weed.
Have you seen the Instagram advertisements for Mood Cannabis?
I did back in the day, I remember.
Bro, they're on right now.
Are they just selling weed?
Crazy.
They just don't care?
They're like THCA legal to ship to your house. And they have Purple Punch flower, THCA legal, and they have.
What does that mean?
For me, I think it means they're just labeling it something that isn't illegal yet. Like what's that other stuff they sell?
They're just so now I get what you mean with marketing.
You know K2? Remember the stuff they used to sell in the store too? People would roll it was like synthetic weed.
Yeah.
And then they would ban it and they would change the chemical makeup, or the name, and they'd sell it in the stores. That's what these people are doing right now. I swear to God. And like I don't know how you compete with that. Just think of it. As soon as Amazon jumps on.
What do you mean by that though? Like don't compete with that? Like who like are you trying to compete with Mood? It's me. It's like we're like you said, we're like farmers.
No, compete with
local.
the marketing. So quality wise, I could be 100 times better. But if I can't even get any airtime.
But if you compare it to like fucking great local jam, they also don't have the marketing budget to compete against Jif.
Right. But that's not regulated to the point where it costs them like millions of dollars for licensing.
Okay, so I want to know more about that, but I will say this quickly, is like, that's what I tell people about New York all the time.
That's what I was going to say.
Right, when they go, they're like, oh, weed's so much more expensive in New York. I'm like, dude, have you ever bought anything in New York?
Yeah.
You
Property taxes are through the roof.
You get a cocktail down there, you get it fucking $8 from your local bar. It's like $21. Like, what the fuck? It just means it just means you're poor and you don't live in the city. Yeah. And but tell me more about that because I actually want to know.
So like licensing?
licensing and like what you said of
So
the price.
My dream is not to be brick and mortar. It's to be able to package and mail once it becomes legal.
Right.
Direct, because like I said, like
The website thing
we
we
talked
talked
about before.
Yeah.
The freshness of the cannabis, I feel, is like really important, and the way the process that they regulate it now, it's 3-4 months old by the time you get it.
Yeah.
And you don't want it 3-4 months old, you know, especially how it's been kept for 3 or 4 months. You know, if you want to buy this and then you want to cure it yourself over time for 3 or 4 months, fantastic. I think 2 weeks after it's harvested,
Me too.
or dried, I should say, is a perfect time to smoke it. You won't get the harsh burn. I feel like you get in the week 1. But so my dream is to be able to mail it direct to the consumer. Ideally, it would be, since Maine honors 27, 28 medical states,
Right.
as long as they have a valid ID and a valid patient card and valid driver's license that match. They have to, like, you have some people who will be from Massachusetts with a California patient card.
Right.
I can't honor that, which again is insane. But the patient card state and the ID state have to match.
Yeah.
So my dream would be like, okay, you have a medical card and you live in Rhode Island, you live in Connecticut, you live in Florida, you live in Missouri, you have a medical card. If that's a medical state, I don't know if Missouri is, but yeah, I could legally mail it to you because you have a medical card.
Maybe they'll do that because like that fear of what they're doing with the like trying to reschedule it, or like the 10%
Schedule
THC.
3, scary.
I keep trying to tell people about that, and I'm not, you know me, I'm not rah talking about a lot of stuff, but I post sometimes being like,
No,
you
just
guys need to understand how bad that
deschedule
is.
it. Don't reschedule it.
Yes,
Literally, Schedule 3, from my understanding, goes to Big Pharma.
big time.
Then they
Then they'll
come
do the
out.
10% cap.
Well, they come out with the government has the medical marijuana what's it called? Patent.
Oh yeah, you told me that a long time
Yeah,
ago.
they have the patent on this, so then they lock it up. Oh, you can't sell medical weed. We have the patent. That's my medical weed.
See, that's the flip side of where that could be so scary.
It's very scary, and people don't understand it. And it's, yes, do I want the consumer to be able to get it anywhere like Kratom? Yes. Do I want it to be horrible and bad for them? No. I want them to be able to get the best product they can get. So this is like a inner conflict. I do want the value. You've been doing this a while. I've been doing this a while. When people don't have as much usable income, they don't buy marijuana. They don't. It's to some a necessity, but for many it's not. And as soon as they don't have extra money in their pocket, they're not buying it, or buying as much or as often. And we all do this with everything.
I think that's the first time I've ever heard someone up front say that, though.
Oh,
because everyone's always like, weed always sells.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It slows down. And even before Christmas. And anyone who's been doing this for a long time will tell you, it slows down before Christmas. As soon as, this is the truth, as soon as people realize that they've bought all the presents they need to buy, they always buy themselves weed. Literally. You see people that you haven't seen, in a very long time, patient card holders, that they just pop out of nowhere and they want to buy. They want to buy.
Yeah, they want to take care of themselves.
Yeah,
now.
like, I'm gonna buy myself a Christmas present.
Yeah,
and then I'm like, come to Pine Tree Apothecary.
Yeah, right.
I'm here for you.
Yeah.
But so no, my want is to mail direct to the consumer. My issue is we have Amazon. Did you just hear that FedEx is jumping on board, going to start selling stuff like Amazon does to compete with them?
That's a big deal. I did not know that.
Yeah, which is great for competition.
They hate each other.
They do.
Bezos hates everyone besides the U.S. Postal Service. There's got to be some weird reason why.
So FedEx is like, hey, man, we're not delivering their packages. One, we're not making money on that, right? For the most part.
Amazon packages?
Yeah, FedEx doesn't. You have the UPS delivers them. I don't think I've ever gotten Amazon from FedEx. UPS.
No, they hate each other.
And the
That's
post
what I'm
office.
saying. They hate
FedEx
each other.
is literally, someone told me this firsthand. I didn't read it, but someone told me that FedEx is going to be entering that marketplace to compete with Amazon because they have the infrastructure.
Kinda.
Oh, that's what I said to my buddy who told me. I'm like, well, where's the warehouse space coming in to store these things? But so when it comes to delivering it,
I see more Amazon trucks than FedEx trucks now.
For sure.
Yeah.
But no, remember Amazon was a marketplace originally? You could post your stuff and sell it on it. And then Amazon was like, whoa, why am I middling something for somebody? And they started literally making the same goods and selling them on Amazon and undercutting the people that they were taking a cut from.
That's where they made their money.
That's how, well, I mean, they made the money selling books originally. Remember, it was
Yeah.
just books.
Yeah.
And then it was the Amazon Note. But yeah, it was an open marketplace, which it still is to an extent. You know, you buy from sellers and shit, but Amazon started controlling more of their own marketplace. And
Yeah.
I worry when weed goes federally legal, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, but people don't know how. Here's my thing too.
Mm-hmm.
People don't know how to grow that shit well. Like even the people who have been in it for what 6-7 years now, the people who got in with the money and stuff,
Yeah.
they're fucking it all up. Maybe
Yeah.
they'll be able to start growing it well in the next 10 years.
For sure. Yep.
So that's maybe what you're saying though, is that like
Well,
in that time
and-
there'll be all these different growers with tons of money that have good
So
products.
you
for
can you
affordable
can grow
prices.
really good weed outside, right?
Yep.
For next to nothing. You can set up you follow Miami Mango.
Yeah.
You see it grows are beautiful,
Yeah.
state of the art. I mean, that's like an R&D place. A lot of the stuff he does, right? We're talking about people who don't even grow weed and they're billionaires. You know, like Jeff Bezos. Dude, you can imagine what he could set up for a grow.
Yeah. And
That's
do you think
scary.
that they're all not getting involved in it because it's federally illegal still and they're just waiting? Or do they not even give a shit about weed? And they're just like, that'll be an investment when the time.
I don't know. I mean,
Maybe they just know something we don't as well. And maybe it's still going to be illegal for like ever.
I mean, think of it like this. Think of this, right? So, building houses. I don't even know how I'm going to say this right. Jeff Bezos doesn't own a real estate company, as far as we know, right? Guy's filthy rich.
Yeah.
But I bet he owns stocks in all these banks and in BlackRock who own the housing market. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So kind of
Because
like
that's a good investment if you have a lot of money.
right. So more so instead of being in the industry, like controlling the industry. And I think when it comes to control, it'll be like what Walmart did. You know, everyone used to hate Walmart. Oh, I don't want Walmart in my town. All the mom and pop stores will go out of business. Now the only thing that I'm
When was
hanging,
that? Was that like the 90s?
I want to say late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Because I kind of remember that.
and it's like they're everywhere now, and you can buy your groceries in them.
Dude,
too.
I'd be pissed. I say that about Amazon too. People hate about Amazon. I'm like, you're not going to get me to not use it.
Yeah, no, I don't even.
Maybe Walmart. Walmart's a good thing
So
to have.
I've never
bro.
complained about it because I use it, and
Yeah.
it is fantastic. And it's
In the back of your mind, you're like, but if they were able to like control the weed market.
oh yeah, no, and things like that. So the beer market, right? There's breweries everywhere now, small craft breweries, great, fantastic beer. Some of them have opened up restaurants. You know, you've got Sebago Brewing in Maine and a couple other Nunsuch River Brewery. They started brewing beer. It took off. They opened up a restaurant. Now you can go in, eat at a brewery. You know, like that is cool.
Yeah.
And if the marijuana market can stay small and simple like that and crafty, phenomenal. I would want to be a part of that. That's like what I would love to do.
Yeah, it's kind of like what you're doing already in the medical market, but you have more of like a heart to it because
Yeah.
it is really serving medical patients. It really is. When I did the CBD store, I don't know if I've told you that, it blew my mind because I did it to make money. I'm not
For
gonna
sure.
front.
Margins
Like,
are crazy.
and it was at that time. So, you know, we did it and I was trying to sell weed to people who don't smoke weed. That was like the model in my head. Just like when I tried to do social clubs, it was like a bar for weed.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, it's never that, you know?
Yeah.
And, but what we learned is like we had people with so much trauma couldn't sleep, all these things who didn't want to get high, but like used it and wanted to heal themselves. And that's CBD.
Yeah.
So we all know the entourage effect, full flower from a local grower. Taking it through your lungs is a quick way to have it onset into your endocannabinoid system, and you can like feel it. So
Yeah.
you act like all of these things I'm saying where it's kind of like jumping away from the culture of weed. Sometimes people say, but it is really like healing people.
Yeah, no,
funny.
I've heard some crazy stories.
Yeah.
And crazy as in like amazing and good.
Yeah.
What it does for people. I always think any time that you hear someone come off, you know, hard drugs
Right.
by using cannabis, that's amazing. I think it has so many benefits and some that we don't even know about, like truly why and how. But it's where it, you know, like you said, the cannabinoids, it binds with our system where like in
Yeah.
alcohol, it's a poison.
Yeah, legitimately.
It's that effect. And that's why I don't understand. Again, I can go back all day with these things, but I love comparing. I don't understand how, in Maine, you can go buy alcohol pretty much anywhere. You've seen it. You go out in the gas station.
Yeah, you can get them at the
boom,
gas
there's
stations.
beer
Mass
and
is like
wine.
that too, right?
I don't know if Mass is.
Yeah, I've gotten beer at a gas station in Mass.
But, and I'm like, again, this is where I'm torn because I feel like cannabis should be looked at the same way. And, there's not a lot of craft breweries sold at the gas station. It's usually like the big name brands. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see where it goes for sure.
That's an interesting point to bring up because everyone compares to alcohol and those craft or big names like a Bud Light.
Yeah.
But you're right, at those gas stations and stuff where they do sell beer, and it's always the big names. It's not like they have like fucking the local brewery on the rack.
Sometimes
that has to be
the
like a
big,
liquor
big
store.
One. But no, the medical benefits of CBD are phenomenal. And it is crazy what they make at these stores. My wife bought a CBD vape, and I was like, "How much?"
Why,
I was
dude?
like,
Where?
I was like, "How much did you pay for that?" This
You're talking about profit. I thought you were talking about how it was made.
This was a while ago, and so I actually bought some organic, locally grown CBD distillate in Maine, and I paid 85 cents a gram for it, and I like literally give it away to people because from just the stories, dude. Like CBD is phenomenal. And
At high doses, I think. Yeah,
Yes.
it's like the biggest thing
Yeah.
too. That's they'll have 300 milligrams or whatever in a bottle of whatever pills, and it's not enough. Like
No.
you need a lot of times because it's a different effect. You feel it loosens up your extremities. One would say like almost like a body high.
Well, and also, swelling, reduces swelling,
It fights inflammation. Yeah. So, but that's the point.
That's
It loosens up
huge.
your extremities. So it attacks whatever's swollen in your body, like internally.
Yep.
And but it needs to be heavy dosage,
For sure.
because you could just put some arnica on that, and it will do the same thing and probably work more effective for cheaper. But if you had that arnica with a high dose of CBD, like 1,000 milligrams, you're going to get incredible instant effects.
This stuff is 650 milligrams of CBD per gram, and you mix it with some MCT oil.
Yeah.
And you can dose however much you want. It's phenomenal, dude. It really is.
Yeah.
I wish it was just more like available to people at a cheaper price.
Yeah. I think
So, what'd you think about this?
I forget which one that was. Oh, that's the permanent marker. It was just like the RS11, but better.
No, the Super Boof.
Oh, that's not the Super Boof. We just spoke the Super Boof before that.
Okay.
And
So, what'd you think of the Super Boof?
I loved it, dude. It's awesome. It tastes great. It's everything. But I did notice that it doesn't really get me that high. Dude, it's not. This bud I'm looking at right here is the best bud I've ever seen. Honestly, I was just saying that, but like, it's Super Boof, dude. It doesn't.
You know what I think it's like to an equivalent?
Yeah.
It's like the Jack Hare of 2022, 23, whatever you want to call it.
Yes, that's
Jack
a good
Hare
example.
Back in the day was
Because
so
you want to know
tasty,
something
so
crazy?
good, but it never got you high.
Dude, I just took 2 hits of that after, and it's like, like my head is like low,
The permanent marker?
Yeah, so it's funny how like hopping
instantly.
to strains like that.
Yep.
Yeah. See, I don't know. I mean, for me, like when I was smoking weed in the Bay, when I started really getting into it in the early 2010s, that's what it was. Like the cookies came out and stuff, so I loved that. I just loved like indica, fucking me up weed. So that's why I have like the sours and the OGs and stuff.
Yep.
But like Super Boof, Piff's like that too. Like I feel like I could smoke that Super Boof all day long. You know what I mean? It doesn't like get you where you can't do anything.
So, like we were saying
And it
before,
tastes really
though,
good. It's
that's
funny
why
how-
some people like it. They love it.
Yeah.
It tastes phenomenal, and they can smoke it all day because the THC isn't gonna, kick you in the face like you said.
Yeah.
So that goes back to the other conversation about, once it's fairly legal, are they going to put stipulations on THC percentages? Because alcohol has that.
Yeah.
So it is, dude. The future is real foggy. It's there, hard to see.
You're
Who knows
prepping
where it's going to
pretty
go?
good. You
Oh,
know?
yeah. I mean,
and that's what we were talking about with growers. You need to do that. Like,
yeah,
put your head down and
you need to
do
be
it.
competitive.
Yeah.
Ready for
Creative.
anything. Obviously the biggest things I hear is multiple partners, investors and stuff, like having to pay these people and split up paychecks right now. That's hard to do in a market where you could be, bare bones minimum pricing.
Yeah.
In order to sell out and get ready for the next harvest. We've talked about all these adult use stores in Massachusetts sitting on thousands and thousands.
Thousands, dude? Tens of thousands.
Yeah, of pounds. Yikes.
Yeah.
My heart,
dude.
I would be so.
And they don't I was talking to my buddy on the West Coast who's high up at these big companies, and they're sitting on all that. And they're like such miscommunication when it comes to they want to make shatter, they want to do this. They really do think that if they save it for a year in freezers, that it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, but they're still growing the whole time.
They have to.
Even if it's okay.
They have to, or they'll shut down, which they've been doing, shutting grows down. They can't stop growing. They have to shut it down and then fire so many people.
I know a big name brand out west, not like an MSO or anything like that, but well-known company, and they shut down 1,000 lights just because they had investors and stuff, and it was this or that, and dude, you got to do what you got to do,
Yeah.
It's sad though when you see people who are growing really good weed. We've all seen people that grow on fire. And for whatever reason, the market's just too tough. And it sucks, dude, because when it comes down to it,
you have to be creative and stuff. You know what I mean? That's you got to do more than that.
Yeah, I do. I feel for the patients though. I want
dude, I'm going to end you with this because we got to wrap this up. But do you know that right now in the legal market, Connecticut has no weed at their dispensaries, and they have it for 6 weeks?
Yeah. Yeah. What was, New York had a similar thing going on.
Yeah, but that's it. Yeah.
They can't even sell weed at their stores. Isn't that what it was? No flower?
No, they do.
No
it's
indoor.
all outdoors. It's all outdoors.
All outdoor.
But that's all
flower.
going to change. And you should see some of the solvent lists I've seen out there.
Yeah.
From the outdoors. It's fire.
Oh.
Yeah. You know what I love about this, Mike, is even on this Patreon episode that we're doing, I thought I was going to get you to I tried doing the beginning. You're such a good dude. You literally were getting into I feel for the patients when I was I wonder if Mike is going to come on here and just start bashing the government.
No. I would love to. I don't think we have enough time. You know, there's levels to that.
Well, we'll have to have you come on again, man, and we're going to go down and have some soup and fucking grilled cheeses and stuff.
I can't wait.
I hope you can hang a while. And then, keep coming, man. I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'd love to. Yeah.
Right on, brother.
Appreciate it, man.